Center for Young Black Professionals is a Toronto-based nonprofit organization contributing to the development of our country by addressing economic and social barriers faced by Black youth aged 14 and over.
And this morning we are joined by Executive Director Agape Gasessa for a conversation on how the upcoming elections could impact Black Canadians. Good morning, Agape. Really appreciate you joining us this morning. So let's talk about this. There are a couple of different races happening right now. There's the Liberal leadership race, which of course will result in a new prime minister for the country. And then of course the provincial campaign happening right now. Both of these races are going to have a different impact on people in different ways. How do you see these races having an impact specifically on Black Canadians?
I strongly believe that I always say there's no permanent enemies, there's no permanent friends, there's only permanent interests. And I think the interest of Canadians is clearly at the forefront of hopefully all of these candidates. And I think that C Centre offers something for all of them, which is to create an economy where Black youth can become financially prosperous and live high quality lives to contribute to the advancement of Canada. So Black youth contributing to the advancement of Canada helps us all. And so I think from that perspective, I think that's something that we all need to be thinking about, is how all Canadians can contribute.
Yeah.
And let's talk about DEI. This is something that President Donald Trump has been vocal about, not necessarily supportive of. Obviously, this is important to us here in Canada and very important to your center, the C Centre for Black Professionals. And you do work, you offer programs in 5 different industries. Talk about why diversity, equity, inclusion is so crucial to the fostering of the younger generation, especially Black Canadians in Canada.
Number one, I think the conversation about whether we keep it or we don't tells us that we're not doing it right. We don't understand what it actually means. It means that we need to be including everyone, which includes marginalized communities, racialized communities, white communities. Let's have a conversation around strengthening the inclusion part rather than just throwing it away. So I think that's like first and foremost. Secondly, I think whether people agree with DE&I or not, the facts remain the same. At a 24% unemployment rate in the Black community, Canada is neglecting an untapped talent pool of folks who are ready to work. When we have over 200,000 people who might get sent back with student visas due to our new immigration policies, that tells us that that labor gap is going to get wider. So whether you believe in DE&I or not, we need everyone. We need homegrown folks. We need folks from different backgrounds. Inclusion and diversity. We are a diverse country, which requires everyone to be involved in order for us to get out of this economic mess that we're quite frankly in. And so majoring on minor at this point in time, when we actually need Canadians to all come together to solve this very important problem, I find is not wise.
Agape, I'm curious about how frequently you take a look at your programs and sort of reevaluate or refocus where you kind of go, because, as we've seen just this week, things can change in 24, 48 hours.
Yeah, totally. So usually we take a look every 2 years. Are the industries that we're in still labor gaps? We look at, can a young person enter into this industry, move up 3 levels, and before they have to go back to post-secondary education, for instance? Is it a high-paying job with upward mobility? Those are the things that we're looking at. Is there a large enough labor gap that's going to last us 5 years? So we're constantly doing environmental scans. Critical minerals, so EV is something that we've recently added. AI is another thing that we're looking at and hoping to move into in 2027. We're hoping to start to move into the oil and gas industries, really looking at where is government putting their dollars when it comes to industry, because industry is heavily, invested in by government. So where are the industries being invested in? And then how can we follow by skilling up the young people who are in our country now and ready to work?
And that's so much of the work you do at the C Centre is helping the young generation get the education and the skills needed for these industries. I'm curious, though, I know these days it's all about the tariff talk right now, but what are some key policy changes that you're hearing from the young people that come to your center that they want to see reflected in government policy?
Yeah. Well, I think there's a large conversation around the criminal justice system and how we can address barriers in that area. We're talking about tougher bail reforms, all of these things, and we know that oftentimes race and poverty go hand in hand. And so people don't commit crimes because they are doing well. People commit crimes because they were trying to achieve something that they feel there's no other way to get that. And so we're going to look at tougher bail reforms and all of those things, but then what? Like, are you investing in programs like C and like so many others to be able to get to a place of prevention so that you do feel economically empowered, that you do have the skill sets, the confidence to be able to contribute in a meaningful way. So, I mean, that's one piece. I think we also need to really examine our immigration policies. We're sending a lot of folks back. We're looking at the temporary workers. All of those pieces, in many ways, the narrative is demonizing immigration, when in fact we need immigrants to be coming to our country. We don't have enough people to be able to do the work that's necessary, and we also are not investing fast enough in the training of the folks who are here. So we're in this dichotomy where we're going to have to make some concessions.
Yeah, there's a lot of issues certainly need to be tackled. Certainly you're doing a lot of the C Centre.